Hi guys, it's MrBacks 1990 with another video on fitness, and today I'm doing an update on the new MrBacks New Year's Eve Challenge. And if you haven't watched the first video, go check it out. Get on this New Year's Eve Challenge; it's gonna be great. Little recap really fast. It's basically a 3-month program from October 1st, which is this month, to January 1st of 2013, and the whole challenge is lose weight, be happy, just great feeling. So I know last week I said in the first video I wanted you to find your mains, which hopefully you found your mains and you're going down 500 calories or 200 calories, depending on how fat your body fat percentage was. Hopefully you found your mains and hopefully you went down a bit in calories, so you're starting to lose weight. If you didn't lose weight or so for the first week, it's fine. Uh, if you saw a lot of increase of weight loss, it possibly could. It's when you see a ton of weight loss on the scale where it just goes down by quite a bit of pounds. So you didn't lose all that in fat terms. You lost maybe a little bit of fat, maybe a little bit of muscle, and water weight. Water weight is a big impact on, can be a big impact. But anyway, I hope you found your mains and hope you're losing the weight with going down by calories. I hope you're eating the same as you were, maybe eating a little bit healthier, getting your macros in. I hope you guys aren't starving yourself. Heck, yesterday and today I've been indulging on the sweet things. And yes, it's fitting my macros, and yes, it is great tasting. I made protein cheesecake today, and it tastes great. It's like 84 grams of protein, and it's like 77 grams of carbs and 10 grams of fat. It's definitely great. It's like 900 calories or so. So it's great, and it tastes great. So don't forget about the indulging on the good stuff, because you're going to go crazy if you don't. And for hopefully you found your macros, and I remember saying set a goal for yourself, so hopefully you have that goal and it's in your mind. For this week, I want to talk about uh, a motivation, a little bit of motivation. A lot of people that are overweight tend to be afraid of mirrors, and to me, mirrors are great. I love to look at myself in the mirror. I have a lot of mirrors throughout the house, so I've grown accustomed to seeing myself every second I turn my head. But a mirror can be a best friend and your greatest enemy. Uh, if you're overweight and you're trying to lose weight, people tend to be afraid because then they see themselves and they're like, "Oh God, I hate the way I look. I hate that." Change your fear into a positive. Make grow from that fear. Use that fear as motivation. Make a mirror your best friend. Look at it and say, "This is what needs to change. I'd like this to be smaller. I would like this to be bigger." For us guys that's trying to build muscle. I want to get that bigger bicep with those traps and all that. But mirror can be your best friend. It also can be the best scale. A scale might say you're losing weight or you're gaining weight. That's great, but a mirror can definitely be the best scale wise. It's gonna tell you if you're losing weight or if you're gaining weight or so. But don't be afraid if you look like you're all bloated and stuff, because it could be bloatation and or bloating and water retention. So become friends with the mirror. Like it on Facebook. But also think of a good quote that motivates you. A quote that motivates me is there's no there's no shame in not fighting. There's no honor in not fighting at all. I think that's how it goes. I'm sorry. It's on the spot. I couldn't think of it. But there's quotes out there that just hit me personally, that makes me want to be more motivated, that pushes me a little bit further, that makes me want to go the distance that no one else is going the distance. They're stopping, I'm going. Live by the ways of your life. So think of a quote that motivates you, and think of it some days when you're working out, or you're trying to push that last bit of you're trying to push that last weight or so. Just think of a good quote to motivate you. Motivation is key. Key, key, key. If you're not motivated, why try? If you're not motivated, it's gonna be hard to be successful. So become friends with a mirror and think of a good quote. And like I said, don't pass up on the goodies. People that pass up on the goodies tend to binge later down the road. They just stop themselves with all the sweet stuff and think, oh, this is great, this is great. I'm gonna lose so much weight because I'm not eating that cookie that I shouldn't have or I should have. I'm gonna lose all this weight from skipping out on McDonald's. Yes, but your morality for your body is gonna be mad at you. Eventually, all that suppressing the body of the goodies is just gonna make you binge one day, probably, maybe a few days. I know a few people that just did that and ended up binging for a few days, where all they ate was junk food, junk food, junk food, and they gained so much weight. It's better to indulge in some good stuff in your diet with moderation. Everything's about moderation. Like I said today, I had my protein cheesecake with a ton of vanilla pudding on it. It fit my macros and my calorific surplus that I need for me to gain weight to get any of that muscle. And yesterday I had like 6 big old sized pancakes with peanut butter smeared all over and syrup smeared all over. Tons of toast with jelly and tons of eggs and big glasses of milk. Oh man, I felt so great. It fit my macros and I did not surpass my calorific surplus that I need to hit daily. So remember those 3 things for this video. Mirror is your best friend. Think of a good quote to motivate you. And don't forget about those sweet things in life. This is Mr. Back 1990. See you next week. Stay great.